Speaking of consequences, what might be the political consequences if Washington fails to steer clear of the fiscal cliff? CBS News political director John Dickerson is here with some thoughts on that. Great to have you with us in studio, John. Good morning. Oh, so all of this posturing, to what degree is this is how the sausage gets made versus this is a legitimate stalemate?
Well, it's kind of both at the same time. So they're both posturing because both knows to get a deal, they want to basically express the most extreme versions of their positions because they know they'll have to carve away at it. They're speaking to both of their bases. But on the other hand, there is still a sticking point at the center of this. If you clear away everything and you look just at tax rates, the president has said tax rates have to go up on the wealthy by some amount. Republicans are saying, no, we're not going to have any vote to raise tax rates. And that is an impasse that is, we don't see how we get around that.
The president seems emboldened by his election victory. He's taking it out, obviously to folks in the street and appealing to them. I mean, he's obviously acting like he feels he has a mandate to ask for these tax increases. Do you think that's going to work?
He thinks he has a mandate to ask for the tax increases, and he thinks that if we go over the cliff, that Republicans will be blamed, and that the pressure and power of that is going to get Republicans to buckle. And I talked to senior White House officials who said these tax rates are going to go up the easy way, which is a deal before the cliff, or the hard way, the deal after the cliff. Is it going to work? Well, we have to guess at the public opinion. Right now, public opinion is on the president's side, but that's in the abstract. Mm-hmm. If we start to see disaster, if we start to see economic effects that affect real people, we don't know how that ball would bounce.
Right. But I wonder if going over the cliff gives some political cover for politicians to compromise down the road.
Well, it gives cover and pressure. So what cover does it give with Republicans? All of a sudden taxes would go up on everyone so that they would be then voting on tax cuts. And that does change them because in the Republican Party, voting for tax increases is sort of a death blow. But after the fiscal cliff happens, January 1st, tax rates go up on everyone. So the solution would be voting for a series of tax cuts. That's more palatable with the folks back home.
I think what's sort of disturbing here is that you're hearing the same tone creep back into the conversation that we heard before. Do you think it's different this time?
No, Anthony, it's identical. I feel like I'm going through this horrible deja vu. This is about the fifth time we've been through this. The posturing is exactly the same. The claims of bad faith are the same. Yep. And you both have the people talking about the disaster that will happen if we go over this cliff. And then on both sides, you have liberals and conservatives. Newt Gingrich was making the case, this whole cliff thing is kind of a fake creation of the other side, which means that then you have a group denying that this central debate is really worth even having right now. So none of this feels like we're inching towards a deal.
Constantly looking backwards instead of potentially looking forwards.
Right. John Dickerson. Thanks, John.